Hello! Kumusta? How are you guys? So April 1, today is the day. There have been a lot of good news and there are more good news to share to you. Last night we talked about the Bureau of Immigration Advisory. Today we'll summarize the changes for April 1. Plus there is IATF Resolution 165-D, which also brings good news. So let's start with the first change for today. That is the arrival quota for unvaccinated passengers is lifted. So there is no more pandemic arrival quota in the Philippines. So that is about international flights, no? There is no more arrival quota po for unvaccinated travelers. However, foreigners still need to be fully vaxxed to enter the Philippines. That restriction still applies. Foreigners, foreign tourists, balikbayans, former Filipinos po, if you're 12 years old and older, still need to be fully vaxxed po. As of right now, for those who choose not to be vaccinated, foreigners, you still have to wait till they lift that restriction. Now, on to the travel insurance and exit ticket. A lot of people rejoiced, especially balikbayans. Last night, the immigration announced that foreign spouse or children of Filipino citizens and those availing balikbayan privilege like former Filipinos, your spouse or children traveling with you, foreign nationals with visas except 9A will be exempted from the travel insurance and exit ticket requirement. So no need to get insurance mga former Filipino dyan na hindi nag-acquire ng dual citizenship, no need na po. And same with your spouse and your children, hindi na nila kailangan. If, let's say, this question has popped up from Erica Joyce. Just want to make it clear, I'm confused. My husband is from Japan and he is traveling alone to the Philippines. I am here in the Philippines. Does he need insurance and exit ticket? Well, it is crystal clear here in the Bureau of Immigration Advisory, foreign spouse and or children of Filipino citizens. So it does not mention here that they have to travel with the Filipino principal, Filipino spouse or parent. And although it is also not clear what do they have to provide proof that they are indeed spouse or children of Filipino citizens. But for me, it's best to bring, if you're a foreign spouse or a child of a Filipino traveling alone to the Philippines, no, without your Filipino spouse or without your Filipino parent, then I would suggest to bring proof that you are indeed a spouse or child of a Filipino. So for the spouse, a marriage certificate. For the child, a birth certificate. You can also bring a copy of the passport, Philippine passport bio page of your spouse, Filipino spouse or Filipino parent. How about foreign parents, Jennifer? So for example, a foreign parent, let's say you are a foreigner, you have a kid in the Philippines, are you also exempted from showing insurance and exit ticket? No, foreign parents are not included in the exemption for travel insurance and exit ticket. Foreign parents who are not married to Filipinos will need insurance and exit ticket. The third change for April 1 is that the Philippines finally reopens to the world, meaning visa issuances, applications, will resume. This is contained in the IATF Resolution 165-D. Listen up, guys, especially visa-required nationals. With the reinstatement of visa issuance and visa-free entry privileges for fully vaccinated nationals, beginning today, April 1, the DFA will restore fully visa issuances and visa entry privileges, including but not limited to APEC Business Travel Card, ABTC holders, AJACS or AJACSS UK visas to its pre-pandemic state. Yes, this is basically what it means is that the Philippines will go back to pre-pandemic level when it comes to visa-free entry, visa issuances. Yeah, it's like 2020. So this is good news for APEC travel card holders, and then Indians and Chinese. For Indians with valid US, Japanese, Australian, Canadian, Schengen, Singapore, or UK visa or permanent residence visa or permit may avail visa-free entry into the Philippines. So just like pre-pandemic times, for example, if you're an Indian with valid US visa, Japanese, Australian, then you may enter the Philippines visa-free. You will be given a stay of not more than 14 days. That can be extended up to 21 days. Please be mindful that this is non-convertible to other visa categories and it's strictly for tourism. Yan. While for Chinese nationals, Chinese tourists in the Philippines, they may also avail of visa-free entry. So as long as the nationals from the People's Republic of China holds a valid American, Japanese, Australian, Canadian, Schengen, or AJACS visa, may avail of this visa-free privilege. At any port of entry, major or secondary, or even seaports or cruise ships vessels, they may enter visa-free. They will be allowed to stay not exceeding 7 days, although this can be extended up to 21 days. But again, this is also non-convertible, strictly for tourism purpose only. This change on visa issuances is welcomed by the Department of Tourism. This will restore the second language sector in the country, as it will enable foreign nationals to travel to the country visa-free or using 9A visas and apply for special study permit upon entering in the country. You know, Philippines is a popular destination to study English. Especially Cebu, Baguio, ESL schools in the country are already gearing and prepared to welcome these foreign students who would like to study English here. Nevertheless, the Department of Tourism clarified that you need to be fully vaxxed to enter if you're foreign national. And you still need to show a negative test result. So for foreign nationals who are interested to apply for a visa at the Philippine embassies and consulates abroad, you can go ahead to visa.gov.ph. That is the online visa application system. It's used by all embassies and consulates. Then that's the first step for a visa application. Another good news on international travel. Singapore, starting today, reopens to the world as well. Reopens to most countries. VTL flights will no longer be required. Foreign travelers, including children 12 and below, will be able to enter Singapore quarantine-free with fewer requirements. So no more VTL flight requirement or insurance. And you don't need the vaccinated travel pass anymore. You only simply need these 3 things: negative test result, proof of vaccination, and Singapore arrival card. And they also have a contact tracing app, Trace Together. Now this is the summary of all that you need. I know this is what you guys are waiting for. Filipino citizens, negative test result, One Health Pass QR code, vaccination proof. For unvaccinated non-OFWs po, kailangan ng pre-booked quarantine hotel for 5 nights. For balikbayans, those who will be availing the balikbayan privilege, former Filipinos, foreign spouse, and children traveling together, negative test result, either RT-PCR or antigen, an old Filipino passport or birth certificate, while for the spouse, marriage certificate, for the child, birth certificate. Passport should be more than 6 months valid upon entry. Accepted vaccination proof and One Health Pass QR code. Yes, guys, One Health Pass is still needed for all passengers. While for foreign tourists and 9A visa holders, negative test result, passport should be more than 6 months valid, vaccination proof, travel insurance, exit ticket, and then One Health Pass QR code. While for foreign spouse and child of Filipinos, negative test result, passport should be more than 6 months valid, vaccination proof, and One Health Pass QR code. For foreigners holding a visa except 9A visa, a negative test result, passport should be more than 6 months valid, accepted vaccination proof, and One Health Pass QR code. That's it. So this is all for today, guys. The updates and the summaries for changes for April 1. Let me know if you have any questions. For foreign nationals who will be applying for 9A visa, care to share your experience, or you can email me. I would like to share your experience to others. And this is all for today. Stay blessed and safe.